keystone blocks showing up on site, so it's going to be a busy week and it's going to be a lot of work.
We're working on our yard here at our own house, and we've got plans to do a lot of retaining walls, but I want to add one more retaining wall that will double the size of our front yard and see if Jacob likes the idea. So what if I told you I could give you 100 yards of gravel out front?
I've been putting gravel out there. What do you want?
Just 100 yards free. I'll even run the dump truck.
No.
So here's what I was thinking. What if we did this where we came out like 10 feet off of our front of our house and then did a retaining wall, and then we went down one or two blocks, one step, and then so you'd be able to take 8 or 16 inches of gravel and just push it off the end.
Where's the gravel?
It's out there right now.
Most of it's not gravel though.
Oh.
Just do this up front and then step this down.
Well, because the area right in front of your house, like the 6 feet or 4 feet right in front of your house, what normally you do is you build up a retaining wall and you fill that with flowers or vegetation or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm saying instead of building that up and then backfilling, come down and then just shove that ground at the end and extend our yard, and it ends up being about, for every 8 inches it's 100 yards of gravel, or 100 yards of fill. He's like,
How come after like I'm almost done with the front yard, getting it to grade, all we have left is topsoil, and that she wants to redo it?
So it's always fun presenting new ideas, but now's the time. Once we put the lawn in, we're done. There's no way. So not saying we're gonna do this. It's just an idea, something that's definitely worth discussing. I would say about a quarter time do we actually go through with these crazy ideas. So might as well give it a shot.
I'll go out there with the trends and I'll show you what kind of numbers that there really is. You know what I mean?
What happened to your skid steer? You back it off?
Back it off by
So Anna had a really good idea about dropping the front of the yard and putting in a retaining wall, so I'm going to go ahead and start excavating and get ready to do the prep work for it.
So I have a lot of crazy ideas, and most of the time they get nixed, and that's probably a good thing. But surprisingly, this time Jacob was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, yeah, what? Like right now? And he's like, yeah, let's do it right now. So we're going to take the blocks that we were going to use for the landscaping wall up to the back of the house, and we're going to start working on this wall right now. So what we're going to do is the normal front yard is like this, and then the grade starts going up there. So we have the stairs kind of coming down like this, down, and that took up about 6 feet of the yard. And then we have the septic pipe sticking up here. So what I'm saying we're going to do is build a retaining wall kind of like this. This is a retaining wall, and this area will stay at the current grade, and I'll put planters in it, and it'll kind of look like a flower bed. And then all of this material 2 feet down will get excavated out and it'll bring the yard out like this. So we'll take all this material 2 feet down, push it over, and hopefully double the size of our yard. The other thing I like is the retaining wall will act as like a bench that you can sit on because it'll have a nice cap, so we won't have to have as much yard furniture to mow around. My whole goal with this yard is to make it easy to maintain, easy to mow, but also enjoyable and maximize the little space that we do have.
So got our base block done, got our drainage pipe in, got our rock in, then we go ahead and concrete or compact that. Then you go ahead and you put another lift on of blocks, and that goes really quick because all the other blocks are level. You put these pins in there, they hold it in place, and then you throw some more leach rock in the back, you compact it, and then the rocks, they kind of embed themselves and get everything locked in with these pins, and it kind of settles in here. Like this was level before we put the compactor on it. You can see it just vibrates the rock all the way down in here and makes it solid. And then from there, then we did another lift, more leach rock, and this is our last height, which we have not, but we're going to go ahead and put a 4-inch cap on the top of here, and then it'll be really nice and flat. You can sit on it, you can put plants on it, whatever you want, but you know, you get that nice look of the wall up front, and it looks really good.
So we got the retaining wall done in the front. Things went really well. And today Jacob's going to take all this material in the front and he's going to push it off the hillside and see if we can grow our yard a little bit. So we'll see how much bigger the yard gets.
Take a picture of that one. Take a picture.
Say cheese.
Say cheese. What do you got?
Fish.
Hold it up.
I can't.
You got him on your fly rod? Is it a big one?
Yeah.
Well, bring it in here. Let's see it. Oh, wow. Look at that one. That's a good fish, Hayes.
Yeah, so we got it down to grade, ready for some topsoil. As you can see, I'm to grade right here. I think I got about a 4 or 5 inch slope in this whole thing going out to the edge. So when we go ahead and put in topsoil, we'll have that same slope for water drainage away from the house. So this is where the yard used to be. Now you can see we gained about maybe 10 feet, 12 feet, but in our little front yard, I think 10 or 12 feet will help us out a lot. on something you can hang out on. So I've built only one other wall that we've ever done with these blocks. These are keystone blocks, and I'll give you the quick how they're put in. And as you can see, this retaining wall is only going to be 3 blocks high, so it's not really structural. This is our base block right here, and this block runs all the way down. It's completely level, everything right there. And that's the one you start on. It actually is the one that takes the longest time to actually do. Got it. So what you got to do is basically get a trench where you want to do it, excavate it out, and then you want to put in some fill, compact it, get it to grade, and then once you're there, you'll fine tune it, make sure that you're right on for grade, and then you go ahead and set 1 block at a time, and you work all the way down, and you set the height of the blocks to where they're completely level all the way to the other end. Once that's done, you can see that we added this rock right here, which is basically a wash rock, and because you want drainage in the back of this wall, so it can actually drain water. And what that does is water, if it rains, it just runs right down through this stuff, and then you can see that there's a 4-inch piece of pipe that runs in here. This is perforated pipe, and it runs all the way along the back of this wall. And what it does is it allows the water to escape from being trapped behind the wall.
The crazy idea to step the yard down and push all the material off the end and grow the yard did actually a lot more than that. It gave us a nice bench that we can sit at, and it faces the view, so if you're hanging out, it's like built-in furniture. And we're actually thinking about putting a fire pit where it curves around here. Go to Daddy.
Come here.
Somebody's cold.
Oh yeah.
Ready for winter. So the other thing it does is we filled it with pea gravel, and it'll help keep the house a lot cleaner because we don't have dirt all around our entryway. My plan is to put some planters here full of flowers, so it'll be really easy to manage and weed my flowers without having to landscape this amount of soil. So I'm excited about that for next spring. So that's about as far as we got this week. We're gonna, we still got lots of work on this yard to get it finished, but it's taken shape and we couldn't be more excited. We gotta get her inside. It's freezing out. So thank you for watching this week, and we appreciate you watching. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Monday.
See ya.